All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for jumping on. First of all, I just want to say I'm really sorry about the last time when I missed the last call. That was the craziest, 3 days of my life in the last 5 years. It was nuts. And my husband got so sick and didn't want our newborn baby to get sick. And I literally lost all track of time, and I was running to the pharmacy, and I thought about the call an hour before, and then I just got going with trying to get everybody out of the flu house. So, it's just I guess I'm human. I guess I have to be okay with that. But I'm kind of glad that happened, because I want to share with you guys about, I was going to share with you about your avatar, which I am going to do, but I've been hearing a very common struggle among all of our coaches that I want to address and help you brainstorm on how to handle it well. So, and your avatar is going to go along with this. So I'm really glad that actually it worked out this way. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about time management, because I've been in the business for almost 2.5 years. And this is something that has been a constant struggle for me. But I have found tools to overcome it. And that's what I want to share with you. And I learned early on the things that I had to put my focus on. I don't say that to scare you that it's still a struggle for me. The reason why it's a struggle for me is because I love this business so much. Like, my problem is not that I don't like it and I have to keep pouring time into it. It's because I love it, and I really have to manage my time well, because I just love what I do. I love encouraging people and talking to people and helping you guys and really making things happen. So with that being said, I've had to do certain things to help myself be a mom first, and then also really run a successful business. So I want to share those things with you. But before we can talk about time management and address the issues that you guys kind of brought up with your struggles, which thank you for responding to that. I think it was honest and wonderful and so helpful, is time management starts with discipline. So if you are not willing to work on having discipline, then your time management can just be flown out the window, okay? Time management starts with discipline, it continues with discipline, and it builds your discipline as you do those things. And it takes intentionality. Our word for the month is consistency. I don't know if you noticed that in our Facebook timeline photo. It's consistency, okay? And Autumn Calabrese said something in A Little Obsessed that I put up there, and it says that success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently. So I think what you will find is that if you take these tips that I'm going to give you and you do them consistently, even though it might seem a little bit overwhelming at first, it's going to build success, and you're going to get a lot done in a shorter amount of time, because you are focused, intentional, and disciplined in your time management. So the very first thing is, I want you to, if you're taking notes, I want you to write down the word discipline, because that is something that you really need to focus on in building. We've all learned how to be disciplined with doing our workouts and our eating plan. Well, it's time to look at the business side of it, and it's time to be disciplined when it comes to the business side. I truly believe with 100% of my heart that this business can be built in an hour or less a day, a successful business. But I think what's happening, and what happens to me, and I think what's happening to some of you, is that we get caught up in a lot of things that we don't need to get caught up in. So I'm going to hopefully clarify for you the things that you should be doing that will hopefully help you feel not so overwhelmed, that will help you stop that scrolling, and also help you to find pockets in your day where you can make it happen. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the scrolling issue. That was one of the things that everybody said. I get caught up in scrolling. Oh my goodness. Do I ever understand that? So we're going to talk about first of all, how to not scroll and to be intentional. Okay. Number one, you need to put your blinders on. Okay, put your blinders on, not only to stop comparing yourself to other people, but you need to put your blinders on when you start your power hour, which maybe I should back up. If you're new to coaching, a power hour is exactly what it sounds like. It's an hour of power, and that's really what your business can be built in. Your power hour is an intentional time set aside for the business. And I think the problem starts when you don't look at it like a power hour, that you look at it like, this is my whole life, okay? That I have to be on my phone all the time. I have to be responding. You don't, okay? So first of all, I want you to put your blinders on when you start your power hour, okay? And what I mean by that is you need to, turn off your notifications, okay? So what I have done on Facebook is I have gone in and on my phone, and I have taken off any sort of that red little dot that shows up on your phone that tells you how many notifications you have. I don't know unless I open the app. Okay. Now here's the deal. When I was talking about discipline at the beginning, this is why, because it takes a lot of discipline for me not to go and check Facebook constantly. Okay. It takes a lot of discipline. So that's a muscle that you have to build yourself. You're responsible for the discipline of it, but you can help yourself by turning off all those notifications and those red dots. Okay. When you start your power hour, and stop scrolling. You got to stop scrolling. I know it's so hard because you get caught up. Okay. In it. But another way that when I start my, my power hour, I put my cell phone into airplane mode. Okay. That helps me so much because I don't get notifications. And that really, really, really helps. So turn your phone into airplane mode, put your blinders on, turn off those notifications, and don't even go into Facebook unless you have to do a post. I know that's hard. Okay. Or respond to somebody. So that's the first for time management. Okay. The other thing that I want to encourage you for, how do I turn off the notifications? It's a good question. I will show you how to do that in just a second. The other thing that you need to do if you get caught up in scrolling, okay, you need to set aside time for your power hour. Okay, you need to, first of all, have the intentionality of that time that you know that you have to work. And one way that I'm going to tell you, number 2, is to set a timer. Okay. This has been one of the most effective ways for me to do my power hour, is not to look at a list of things that need to get done, but to set a timer for how long I have to get things done. I uploaded a long time ago a time tracker into Team Elevate, and I'm going to upload a new one that I just did recently that I want to share with you, and I'll screen share that, and then I'll show you, Katie, about how to turn off notifications. Because when you have a timer set, then there's a little bit more pressure to stay focused, right? Because you have 5 minutes to do this, 5 minutes to do that, 5 minutes to do this, 10 minutes to do responding here. And literally, you guys, if I don't get that section done in 10 minutes, I'm done. Okay. Unless I have a power pocket later in the day. Okay. And for me, I have found that setting aside that hour in the morning for me has relieved a lot of pressure in my day, because like I said, I love this business and I could work it 24/7. But I can't because I'm a mom and I love my kids more. So what I have done is I get up early in the morning and I do my power hour then. That's my personal choice. Okay. I don't have the luxury of nap time anymore because my oldest is in and out of my nap time all the time. And I have an unpredictable newborn at the moment. So I did used to do it in the afternoon, but you have to find the chunk of time that's good for you, because once you do that, if you know that hour in your day is set aside for your business, you can do it and leave it. Okay. That doesn't mean that you can't come back to it if you have a power pocket time, but there's not the pressure of it. So set a timer, and that really has helped me. And I'm going to show you this. Let me see if I can find it really fast. Let me see. It'd be under my downloads, right? Because I just put this into, sorry guys, let me find it. I should have pulled this up before, but life. Nope, that's not it. Daily, here it is, daily tracker. Okay, so I'm going to share with you this one, and then I'll upload this into the team page again. I kind of redid the one that I did. So let's see, share screen. Okay, here it is. Oh, can you see that? There we go. Okay, can you guys see that? Yes. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So this is a great tracker because it's very simple. Okay. Very, very simple. So you do your vital checklist every day, your workout, your Shakeology, and your personal development. I personally do not include personal development in my hour of the day because I like to do that while I'm folding laundry. I listen to something, or while I'm driving. But a lot, or whatever you want to do. But I don't include that in the hour, timed hour. But you can, if you need to, you can replace it with one of these things. So this is what I do: time power hour. For 5 minutes, I friend 5 new people. Okay, now that doesn't really take 5 minutes most of the time. Okay. And then I do 5 minutes of starting new conversations. So that's just, seeing somebody online that, I see a picture of them about, with their kids or something. And I'm like, I like their little girl's outfit. And I say, hey, your daughter's getting so big. It's adorable. Where'd you get that outfit? I love that. Something like that. Starting new conversations for 5 minutes. Give myself 5 minutes. And then
I know. That's why I'm recording.
Then follow-ups, I do follow-ups for 10 minutes, okay? And you're gonna have follow-ups if you started new conversations, right? So that's what those are for. Or if people have responded to your posts, you can take that time to, you know, respond to comments that people have made in your post or messages that you've gotten. I take 5 minutes to invite people to groups and to coaching. I take 5 minutes to plan my 3 to 5 social media posts. Sometimes if I have extra time, I'll go ahead and write them out so that I know what they're going to be. Or like if I know for the day my kids and I are going to do something, like say we were going bowling or something. I just think, okay, I know I'm going to make a post about that later because it's fun to share my life that way and give people a glimpse. Plus it's fun to share about your kids. Okay, so that I kind of just think ahead. I wouldn't plan that out, but I just think ahead. I take 10 minutes to respond to my challenge groups because it's always important to be present in your challenge groups. 10 minutes for email or other messaging. And then 10 minutes to check in with team pages, groups, and your personally sponsored coaches, okay? Now, if you don't have personally sponsored coaches yet, that's okay. So use that time to invite, to respond to people, to plan your posts, to just take time to do other things or your personal development, okay? So that's a very simple power hour, okay? And it's doing all of the vital behaviors, okay? It's the vital behaviors are number one, to be a product of the product, which, you know, we talked about up top, okay? To invite, it's working on inviting, it's working on personal development, and it's working on you recognizing if you're checking in with your team pages and groups, okay? So that's I really like that time power hour because it really kind of puts not in a bad way, but it puts pressure on you to really, you know, get things going. Okay, so now I'm back here. Did that make sense? Does anybody have any questions about that? Nope. Okay, so love it. I love it too. I'll upload that into our team page. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, turning off notifications on your computer. So I have not figured out how to do it on my computer. So that's why I say only open Facebook on your computer if you're doing a post or responding to things. But you can turn it off on your phone. Everybody's phone's a little bit different, but on my phone, if you go to the Facebook app, by the way, they don't like it when you want to turn off your notifications. They don't like it at all. They make it really hard for you to do. But I have found that it's better for me that way. So if you do that, you go to the three, I don't know if you can't see it. Now that's a picture. You go down at the bottom, you go to where, you know, it would say like on this day, all those little areas, and you go down to the bottom where it says settings, and you go to newsfeed preferences, and see now my internet's not working on my phone. Of course. You know what? How about this? Tomorrow I will upload. I'll do a little tutorial and upload it to the team page on how to do that. Does that sound good to you guys? Okay. So as far as like stopping the scrolling issue, so those are my two biggest pieces of advice. Put your blinders on and turn those notifications off, and set a timer. Do a time power hour so that you have focus time instead of scrolling time. Okay. Now, another thing that was a struggle was I don't know what to do. And that is totally legitimate. I know it is so hard. It's so overwhelming, especially when you're first jumping into coaching. Like, what am I supposed to do? Okay, well, use a tracker, okay? The coach trackers, or the time tracker like I just gave you, that is a huge problem solver when it comes to time because it keeps you focused and moving through. Also, in our team page, let me see if I can pull it up. I always have listed, let's see if I can, why? Seriously, you guys? Okay, there we go. I always have listed at the pin post in our team page. I'm going to share this with you. It is coming up right now. I'm going to share the screen with you. There is a power hour suggestion on there. So if you look at it like this, okay, if you're on your phone, it's not going to show up like this. You have to actually go up to where the thumbtack is to see the pin post, okay? But I have, this pin post has been up here since last March of 2017. So if you're on your phone all the time, you probably haven't seen it, but it's there. So this is, if you feel lost, do these things, okay? This is your basic power hour broken down, ideas of what to do if you don't know what to do, okay? daily. Add 3 new people to your network. Ask 3 new people to join you. Work out. Drink your Shakeology. Post on social media 2 to 5 times. Breadcrumb what you're doing. At least one point post. Goes through all of these things that you can do daily. So if you're stuck and you don't know what to do, go to this list and start working through it. Okay. If you have started working through the list and you never finish it, start backwards. Start with show up and work up. Okay. Monthly, here are other ideas for things to do, things that you need to be focusing on during the month that can kind of be thrown into your power hour. Okay. So I think that's pretty helpful, at least for me, to be able to go, okay, this is what I need to do. And a tracker, like I said, helps you, like the one I just shared, it helps you kind of figure out what to do and when to do it. Okay. And the biggest thing, if you don't know what to do, focus on the vital behaviors. So you've heard us talk about this a lot, right? As coaches, the vital behaviors, Beachbody has created a very black and white system for you to be successful. And I love that. And I think if you're frustrated with your time management and with your power hour and with the business, it's because you've gotten away from the vital behaviors. Okay. And the vital behaviors, again, are number one, to be a product of the product. Make sure you are your best. I think on the National Wake Up Call, somebody said this, you're your best billboard, right? You're a walking billboard for your business. So you are, if you do your workout every day, and you drink your Shakeology every day and you share about it in tactful ways, that is really going to bring people to you because they see what you're doing. Okay, that's number one, be a product of the product. Number two is to invite people. So if you don't know what to do, invite people. Look through some of the templates in the file section of our team page. There are so many ways to invite people to join you. And really, it starts with starting conversations and building relationships. We are in this business because we care about people. I don't know about you, but I don't like it when people message me and they're like, hey, do you want to try this skincare? Do you want to try this? No, like I don't, because I don't have a relationship with you. But what I'm about relationships. And I think that's why we're all here too. So starting relationships with people and showing them that you care and sharing your story is going to bring people to you naturally while you strike up those conversations. So number three is to do personal development, because you guys, if you are new to the business, or even if you're not, okay, because this speaks to me, lots of times when I'm feeling discouraged about how things are going, it's because my head isn't right. It's because I need to get into personal development. So if you're feeling discouraged or if you're feeling down, I'm going to say to you, what are you doing for personal development? Okay, because that's what's going to keep your head above water, keep new, fresh ideas coming into your mind. If you don't know what to do for personal development, I highly suggest you start with Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, or The Compound Effect, or The 10 Times Rule is a great one too, or Yourself is one of my favorite ones, and just really finding ways to really get out of your head and get ideas on how to move forward. Number four is to recognize. So that's recognizing your challengers. That's encouraging them, being their biggest cheerleader, because they're working so hard, and it's so inspiring to see people working hard towards their goals. I don't know about you, but that's like my favorite part about being a coach, is these challenge groups where we get to jump in and encourage people and watch them, like they're doing it. It's not us, it's them. They're doing it and making life change happen. And that is so inspiring, and it keeps me going too. So that, if you don't know what to do, focus on the vitals, use a tracker, and go to that list in our team page. Okay, now I want to talk about a concern that was brought up. People were saying, I don't have time. Okay, I get that. I have been there. I have been in seasons where I literally did not have a minute to give to the business, and it's hard. I know a lot of you are working professionals. I know a lot of you are moms. I know a lot of you have other jobs that you do on the side, or you're taking care of people. Life is busy. Life is so busy. Okay. But I think I want to ask you a question, okay? I think that if you really want this business to work and you want to continue to help people, I think that there are always ways that we can find time. And I think that I don't think you need to give up your relaxed time, because we need to recharge. We totally do. But I don't know about you, but like lots of times I don't need to watch 2 Netflix shows. I could be satisfied with one, things like that, where I'm like, okay, for a short time, if my power hour didn't happen like early in the morning, let's say, or during nap time, I can give up one of my shows to be able to work the business. Okay. Can you get up 15 minutes earlier? Can you go to bed 15 minutes later? Can you work a little bit on your phone while you're waiting in the pickup line for your kids to get out of school? Can you do, like I said, do one less show? Whatever it is, you can do it. If you don't have a whole hour to give, find those little power pockets that we like to call them in your day, to just sit down and intentionally work the business. So work through your tracker 15 minutes at a time. And like I said, if you don't turn off your notifications and have the discipline, like we talked about at the beginning of the call, then it's not going to happen. So it starts first with your discipline to make sure that all those notifications are off and you're not scrolling. And then it takes intentionality to work through that tracker. And I think that you're going to find time if you do things that way. Okay. So like I said, focus on the vitals and check in with your vital checklist on that power hour. So those are my biggest suggestions. Another thing that I want to talk about, and something that I'm really working on trying to problem solve, is I know that a lot of us, if you've been in the business a little while, you get added to a lot of team pages, you get added to a lot of groups, and it starts to get overwhelming and you don't know where to put your time into. Does anybody else feel that way, or is it just me? No? Just me? Okay. Well, you may feel this way. Okay. And so something that I am really I want to encourage you to do, and that and that I am going to work really hard, is that I want our team page to be a place, even if you're in upline groups, that you can go to and you can have all the information you need on our team page. So what I'm going to start doing on our team page, I've kind of not been posting things in there because I think everybody sees them, like for example in Team Hard Hitters, which is one of our large uplines, but not everybody's in Team Hard Hitters. Okay. So what I'm going to start doing is, I'm not trying to be repetitive, but I'm going to post everything that I see that's important, whether or not it's been posted in another group or not. I'm going to put that into our team page so that you can condense down your groups and use the other groups that are larger, if you would like to be a part of them, for encouragement and motivation, but not for information. Does that make sense? Like, and they're great groups to go to if like you have a question, like, does anybody have a challenger who struggled with this? Like all that stuff. But I'm just saying, when it comes to information about the business, I want you to be able to not feel so crowded and clustered. So I'm just going to, like I said before, I wasn't doing it because I thought so many people would probably get overwhelmed by seeing the information twice. But I think that it'll help if you can just go to one page for information and then go to other pages for collaboration. Does that make sense? I mean, you can go to our page for collaboration too, but I just wanted to tell you guys that that's what I'm going to start doing. So if you're in an upline group, you may see me take, because Kelly is our upline coach and Team Hard Hitters, and there's a lot of coaches in there. If you want to be added to that group, let me know. I don't automatically add people to that group because it is a little bit overwhelming because there's so many people. But Kelly and I are success partners, so we're constantly working together on things in the business. So I may just take things from her page and put it on mine because she's on pages that I'm not, and she gets information I don't. So I'll just put it all on our page too. So hopefully that will help a little bit. If you are confused about what else to do, I would highly encourage you to just check into our team page, go to other places for collaboration, not information, but check in with our team page and do your vitals and focus on those things. Okay. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you do not need to be encouraging all of your friends that are in the coaching business. Okay. Maybe your success partner, and that's great. But if you want to do it, that's great. But if you're feeling overwhelmed with time, don't take your time to do things that aren't going to build your business, to do things that are going to build your business. Reach out to new friends, old friends. Okay, all those things. So I think that groups are really optional for you to check into, only if you want to, only if they're helpful. Okay, unless you're doing like some sort of a training you've committed to or signed up for. So I hope that helps a little bit, kind of narrow it down a little bit. And one last thing that I want to touch on, which I could have done a whole call about, but I just want to give you a little touch point. One of the other ways that you can really make the most of your time is knowing who you are and who you're trying to reach. And that's called your avatar. Okay. It's the person who you would be your ideal person to be a part of your group. Okay. So how do you figure this out? Like I said, I could do a whole call on this, but how do you figure this out? You need to sit down and write out 5 to 10 things that make up who you are, things you love. Okay. This should really have nothing to do with Beachbody. Okay. So it could be like, for me, it's that I'm a girl mom. I am a depression overcomer. My faith is very important to me. I love coffee. Peanut butter is like the world, makes the world go round. I'm a former teacher, former music teacher. I moved from California. I have a newborn, it kind of changes. Okay. Things like that. Write down 5 to 10 things that describe who you are, things that you love. And those are the things that you post about. Okay. Those are the things that if you don't know what to do or what to post or, how to spend your time, post about one of those things. Post about something you love. It's just about sharing your life. Okay. And then I want you to make another list of your ideal person that you would want to be a part of your challenge group. Now, I'm not talking about like specifics, but maybe, and you'll get other people in your groups too. But for me, my demographic really is with moms. Okay. So when I'm writing posts of intentionality, not just sharing my life, I'm really thinking about moms who maybe have struggled with postpartum depression or depression in general. A lot of times I'm talking to moms that have all the same gender of children. Okay. It doesn't have to be that way. That's just the way that some of my posts go. People that are strong. Sometimes, one of my avenues is people that are strong in their faith. Okay. So that's my ideal person. So when I'm writing, I know what to say, I'm speaking to that person and sharing my experience so that person can benefit from it, adding value to them. So that's what creating your avatar is. It's finding your ideal person and speaking to them. Okay. So like I said, I'll probably have to do another call on this sometime because it would take me like 30 minutes to go completely into it. But that will really help you in your time management if you know your audience and who you are speaking to. Does that make sense, everybody? Help a little bit. So if you don't know what to do, go to the team page, go in there, get the tracker, work off the list in the team page, focus on your vital behaviors, know who you're speaking to, and have the discipline and the consistency to make it happen every single day. That's what's going to help you manage your time better, because the more that you do it, the more you're going to build that muscle of discipline when it comes to your time, and you're going to find that you're going to see success happening through that. So I hope that helps a little bit, because I know I struggle with time management and I've been in this business for 2.5 years. And like I said at the beginning, I struggle with time management, not because I feel overwhelmed by the business. Well, I mean, sometimes I do, but it's because I love it and I want it to work and I want to help people. But if I'm not managing my time, then my family pays the price, and that's not okay with me. So that's why it's important to have the discipline. And for me personally, this does not have to be your way. You have to figure out what your way is. But the only way I can do that is by getting up at 5 a.m. and getting it done. And like this morning though, that didn't happen for me because I was up like 18 million times with like my 3 children last night. So this morning I slept in, and I'm going to work on my power hour and checking in with my groups and inviting. I've been kind of working in Power Pockets throughout the day because I didn't have 2 of my kids this morning. They were in preschool. And so that's kind of what it looks like for me on days like today. I work in Power Pockets, and then I'm going to work a little bit tonight, check in with my groups and all that stuff. And then I'm going to, resume that discipline again tomorrow in the morning, because it makes me feel free throughout the day. And also, I feel like it gets the momentum going. So I hope that helps. Does anybody have any questions or anything that you have done to create consistency in that discipline for time management? Anything you want to share?
You know what, Margo, I would just say that it took me a while to kind of figure out, like, first of all, what my avatar was, like, just over time of where to target. But then the other thing is that I've learned with time management over the years is that it changes.
Yes.
And so it's okay. It's okay if what worked last year doesn't work this year, and you might have to change it up because, like you were saying, your kids go from, I had all my napping at the same time for a while. Well, yeah, I had a couple hours in there, but then that changes. So It's okay if it didn't work. If it's not working now, what you used to do, then just find something new, a new way to make it work.
I love that you said that, Karen. That's so true. And to be honest with you guys, that's been a struggle for me because I was in a huge rhythm before I had this 3rd baby. Like I had my power hour down and it was going. And then like 2 months before I had her, I was like, I cannot keep up with this. 5 a.m. wasn't working when I was like as huge as a whale. But, now she's, it doesn't always work, and I've just had to learn to be flexible and find creative ways, like you said, that it can change. And I think that's such a great reminder. Thank you, Karen, for saying that. Cause it's not like if you don't, like I said, yesterday I got up at 5 and I did my power hour, but today I didn't. And before that would have stressed me out. But now I'm like, no, I just need to be creative and find ways to make it happen throughout my day. And that's okay to do it that way too. So thanks for saying that. Does anybody else have anything or any questions about power hours or anything? No. All right. Well, thank you for hopping on, you guys. And I think I'll post this recording, and then I will also post in the group about how to turn off notifications, right? I'm also, if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to close. I'm going to pray for you guys. Yes, Katie, thank you. You read my mind. And if you're not comfortable with that, you can hop off. No problem at all. But I'm going to pray over our team and over your businesses, and then we can hop off. Okay. Lord, I thank you so much for today. I thank you for these women and what they mean to me, Lord. And I thank you for what you've created each of us uniquely and individually. And I thank you that you have a purpose for us in this business. I thank you that this business can be what we want it to be, and how it doesn't have to look like everybody else's business, God. It can be what our heart is and what we are after, God. And I pray that you'd be glorified in all of our businesses. I pray that you would show up, God, and reveal yourself through health and fitness and wholeness, and that people would be really just people would be able to find a place in our groups, God, that would be safe, and they would find healing, God. And I thank you so much for these women, and I thank you for just how encouraging they are to me and how inspiring they are. And I pray that you would just be with us all as we go, and have a wonderful rest of our week and weekend. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. I will talk to you guys soon.
Good night.
Okay, good night. Thanks for hopping on. Bye.